Stories in today's video. 1. I caught my cheating wife with my brother in bed and amp. Now she is homeless and amp, living in a car too. I found my husband's search history on our new computer. He was cheating. I don't know how to deal with this. This was actually almost 5 months ago. Yet I feel like I was stabbed in the heart 5 seconds ago. I'm a delivery driver for FedEx. So I'm never away from home. So why is wife always complaining that I'm away for too long? One day my brother tells me he wants to go on vacation. I'm like, where to? He wants to go snowboarding. That same day, wife tells me she's going on vacation with her friends. Of course I believed her. She left a day before brother did, so I thought I had nothing to worry about. I don't have any kids with wife yet. 2 weeks later, my neighbor told me my brother was holding hands with my wife. My brother is married. Somehow, his wife looks like my wife. I always found that weird. I thought since he was old, he mistakenly confused himself with my sister-in-law. I'm coming home from work one day. I go in my house. All I had in my mind was, I need a shower. Go to my room and I see my wife shirtless, literally sleeping next to my naked brother. I'm not a fighter, I never been in a fight before, but I grabbed his foot and yanked him off my bed. I start screaming at him. She wakes up and starts saying the typical female crap, it's not what it looks like. I learned they've been going at this for 2 years. After that scenario, I told his wife. This isn't the first person he cheated on her with, so she had enough. She started divorce procedures. I did the same. Wife begs me to forgive. I know why she wants a second chance. She'll be homeless. Ex-brother is homeless. I've been with my wife for 4 years. I don't believe in family anymore. My brother was the last relative I counted on. He can rot for all I care. I was warned. Don't marry American women. But I'm an American myself. But that American women are the most trifling human beings in the world. I believe that now. Comment 1. I was with you until the American woman part. Following your logic, all American men, so you and I'll assume your brother, are cheaters. If only I hadn't married an American man, I wouldn't had my husband of 15 years run off with a 23-year Australian college student. Are you, a reportedly American man, a cheater? No, an American woman, am not either. Even 18 months after he left, I'm not even entertaining imagining another relationship until I'm finally legally divorced. And it's not because I don't have attractive men flirting with me. It's only slightly increased since I stopped wearing the wedding ring from my estranged husband. I could have easily found many willing partners if I wanted to all throughout my marriage. I'm not an expert in cheating, I'm not a cheater and never want to really understand what drives them. And I can't imagine the horror of seeing your wife in bed with your own brother. But they cheated because they are selfish, broken, unhealthy people, not because of their nationality. Comment 2. I was cheated on by my wife and I've never cheated on her or thought about it. I tried to figure out what caused her to cheat. Years later I came to the conclusion that she's just not a very good person. We divorced and she's cheated on every person she's been with. We have 2 children together that suffered as I did, but she seemed to have enjoyed her freedom. Years later she tried to apologize and say she's cried many times over it and has lot of regret. I still don't forgive her and I never will. It took me years to find a small amount of happiness. I'm with a good person now that I try to trust with all my heart, but sometimes doubt slips in and I'll push it out. I'm not living my life wondering what she's doing or if she's cheating because she's never given me a reason and she doesn't deserve it from me. She's even told me when my friends have made *SSES at her. I dropped them as friends instantly. It took me years to love again and to love myself and to stop blaming myself for her cheating. Like you, I had plenty of opportunities to cheat on her. I was flirted with and told I'm very handsome on a daily basis. She was big when I married her and she lost weight and I think the compliments went to her head, but no excuse to cheat. I was devastated and cried for years. I'm happy to have read there's still good women in this world like you. I wish I had learned to open up and share my feelings years ago instead of suffering in silence and inside a bottle for several years. I realized it made things worse. I hope you meet the right person and fall madly in love. Sending huge hugs your way. Comment 3. First let me say that this is terrible, a stab to the heart, and no wonder you still feel pain when you think about it. You really got betrayed twice by your brother and by your wife. So the relationship is dead for both and now you have to decide if you want to rebuild either from the ashes of the old. Now the wife did tell you what her problem was. She loves attention. This coupled with insecurities and stress made her seek that attention with your brother, who is also in the same category. See his cheating before. He was also close and near, so he was the perfect partner for her. I would also assume that both of you have similar looks, so there is that. When she received the attention, and this probably started happening when she complained to you about not getting enough attention from you, she reciprocated that attention and the dopamine and endorphins were released in her brain, which is the goal for cheaters in the first place. They get high off of that pleasure hormone release. All of this escalates because they want more and more dopamine until it becomes physical. Once it becomes physical, then the relationship part of this starts. First they are in the pleasure fog, then the oxytocin release or the intimacy, trust, and love hormone is being released. So you are absolutely right in your statement that she wants the relationship with you to continue because she wants to retain her security and comfort. I hope you tied some serious conditions on reconciliation if you were so inclined, because if you do not get her help in the form of IC, she will do this again and again in the future. If she refuses, I hope you call this whole thing quits. Whole thing ding 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 ding. Yes, I caught my husband cheating. Well, actually I found out purely by accident. Back in the mid-2020s we bought our first computer so my daughter could do her homework at home instead of us walking 2 miles to the library. He really didn't get into it at first. I spent a lot of time on it, chatting. We didn't talk much. He went to work in the wee hours of the morning, came home late, showered, ate dinner and went to bed. We weren't having a lot of S**x then and I was frustrated. So, I started having S**x chats with men online. I thought it was fun for a while, and he didn't know until I told him. I don't condone what I did because it was cheating too. As time went on, he began to use the computer more. He started chatting with some females he had met on AOL. Back then it didn't bother me. He didn't care if I checked his email. Then some of these women started sending him love cards and their phone number. I wasn't feeling that. Call my hypocrite, but it just did not sit well with me. So I emailed them and told them to stop talking to my husband. They didn't listen. As he started spending more and more time talking to these women, I started spending less and less time doing what I was doing. One morning before he got up to go to work, I was online browsing. Back then AOL had these profile pages. I don't know if they still do, but I casually went to his, and on it was a message from some person. They wrote he should be ashamed of himself for cheating on his wife and family. I noticed the person was still online. I messaged her and asked her who she was and how did she know my husband. The woman said she was a relative of a woman my husband had met up with at a truck stop and had sexual relations. I was skeptical until she described him and his truck. Then I got her number and we spoke on the phone. I was floored. When he woke up, I told him I knew and I wasn't mad. I didn't want to fight or argue, so I remained very passive about it for a time. He went off to work, shocked and angry at the woman who ratted him out online. I can't remember if we talked about it when he got home because he was gone for a few days. I remember I spoke to the woman he slept with. He had told her lies like I hit him with a frying pan, and he was going to get his own apartment. Just stupid stuff. As time went on, I stopped being forgiving, mainly because he was not the least bit sorry, and I became very angry. We had many fights because of that and, to be honest, I don't even know if he still talks to her or not. But she was just one. There were women he had video S**x chats with while I was at work. Even today, there are women he has met on social networking websites that he has hooked up with. His reasoning was pure denial. He finally admitted to the first woman, but not anyone since. He bought a second cell phone. At first it was a secret, but I found out about it and asked him who he was talking to. He said it was some woman he met at the local shopping center and they talked about cars. What a bunch of BS. He has told me many times that he does not wish to be married. He never wanted to marry me. He had been married since he was 22 and he wanted to know what it felt like to be a single man. I am wife number 3. 2 years ago he finally told me he didn't want to be intimate in any way at all and I should find someone else to meet my needs. His reason is that he doesn't want to be with anyone, but it's just me. He has been with women since then. One day last year I looked at his phone and read all of these chats from women on some website. They talked about having S**x, meeting up, sending and receiving money. I wasn't even mad anymore. I just told him I knew and he should be careful who he sends his money to and where he sticks his p***ness. We are going to get divorced. Right now I am still here strictly out of convenience. I'm in school and I'm not working right now. We haven't had S**x in 8 years. He pretty much does whatever. I don't ask and I don't really care anymore. I don't think he will ever be honest with me or himself about his relations. He has lied so much that I think he believes his own lies. He never brings his second cell phone home. He doesn't talk to the women when he is at home. We still talk like friends, but that's it. Online he describes himself as being single. Recently his son sent us an invitation to his wedding. I told him I wasn't going. He wants to be single, then he can go alone. These days he doesn't even seem to care about anything else anymore. I think he wants a woman he doesn't have to support. He has bitched to me many times that he feels like everything is on his shoulders, the bills and such. I get disability from the VA now and all of my money goes towards the bills, so I do help him out. I've even borrowed money from my brother to catch up with the mortgage because it didn't seem like my husband cared anymore. The house and everything else is in his name. I'm sorry for the length. My advice to any man or woman out there who is about to get married but underneath isn't feeling it. Don't do it. Save yourself the heartache and the hurt. 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 Hurt.